And he was graced by the demand for more intimacy. Greater love and affection came to grace that servitor. He was raised to such a plane of dedication that his prayer has changed. He thinks, what is this? I can't check my tears. They are coming incessantly. And when I try to chant your name, my Lord, I feel another quarter is moving me, disturbing my normal thinking and aspirations. I feel I am in the midst of another plane. I am nowhere. I have lost control. I have become a doll in the hands of some other power. Namaskar Anil ji. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Lotus feet. Magic wand. My aspiration is taking me towards something else. Now I not only want a connection with you as a servitor from a distance, but coming in touch with the magic wand of your lotus feet, my aspiration has changed. I see that so many devotees are engaged in your service and chanting your name. And seeing this, my hopes have been raised. I want to be lifted to that position. I can visualize that position from far away. But now my earnest prayer is that I may be raised to that level. Your connection has given me such thirst. I want to be handled by you. Play with me as you like, in your way. My heart hankers after such a relationship with you. When I chant your name with this feeling, I find that my previous conception has changed and my new hankering is for the standard of spontaneous love. I pray that you lift me into that plane of your divine affection and love. So, as it is, these are very high for us, but what comes to me is really peculiarity about this prayer. At this point in development, where there is this inner aspiration for further development, there's this desire, but at the same time, with this peculiarity that you may lift me up. So, is something like you may forcibly take me to that higher, spontaneous group of devotees. I still want to, I have this connection, I have home comfort, I have the fulfillment, but my hankering for further intimacy is now developing more and more. And the devotee still wants to feel, he still feels lower than everyone else, everything else, but still this aspiration is there that I want to if you forcibly take me. So you see, again and again Param Guru Maharaj is saying that my aspiration has changed, my hopes have been raised. I want to be lifted to that position. I can visualize that position from far away. Your connection has given me such thirst. Hear that my previous connection has changed. I pray that you lift me into that plane. So although the connection is there, everything is there, home comfort is there, but now this peculiarity, the control is gone. Any sense and any conception of control from the point of view of sadhana and sadhak are gone. Should we do the next one, Chinmay Prabhu?
Well, Prabhu, it just reminds me of that verse in the Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure you know what it is, where Krishna is saying that the pure devotee, he's giving something then so they can have more attraction to me. You know what sloka I'm talking about?
Doesn't come to me. Explain. You explain.
There was some explanation given on that sloka because it was a bit confusing, because it was saying like the pure devotee who is perfect, I will give him something more to become more perfect.
Oh, dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mama payantite.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is one of the four principal shlokas, the Chatushloki, within the Chatushloki. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam apriti purvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mama upayantite. Then before that, Tesham evanukam partham aham agyanajam tama Nāṣāmya ātma bhāvasthav jnānadīpena bhāsvata. Mad chitta madgat prana bodhayanta parasparam kathyantascha mama nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So tushyanti and ramanti. And then after that comes this verse. Tesham satati yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Well, that's the last one in the four. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenam. No, that's the second last. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenam mama upayanti te. So upayanti is crossing all the the Vedic scriptural boundaries. So upayanti as in upapati, as in paramar relationship. So all the legalities of Vedic religion shall be crossed when I give that highest inspiration of spontaneity. You will see no other legality. You will only see me, the sweet absolute, as I am. And my word is ultimate. So then you shall cross all these different things. Tam yena mam upayanti te. To those devotees who are already perfect, like you said. But this is, path of progressive immortality. So that thirst and the hankering for more and more intimacy with the sweet absolute only increases. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yes, that's exactly it. It reminds me of what you were saying, that like when there's a desire to have more intimacy with the Lord is the one who gives that.
Yes. That clearly in these final stages, these are very high stages. I mean, we're discussing only by the mercy of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswamī Maharāj, our Gurudev. Otherwise, you cannot even go there. Not even discuss it. But for the Sahajiyas, it is different. They will become that highest kind of devotees. Whereas the real ones cannot. They can only, in their core of their hearts, aspire to be forcibly taken into that group. And I haven't read much of these higher books, but I proofread Krishna Karnamrita. So that's why I was able to read some of it I couldn't complete it, but for Śrīdhar Prabhu that time. So he had asked me to do some proofreading, so I was doing that. And one of the shlokas, I don't remember the shloka, but he says that I've been forcibly converted into that highest group of devotees, so which is peculiar. Although there is this inner aspiration, although they're hankering for it, but they will not dare to step into that higher region. The Lord may take them. Yes, Anil Prabhu, please go ahead.
Oh, I think your last line clarified that, right? The Lord may take them. Because when you are saying forcefully, when somebody is praying that, okay, take me to that higher realm, then who is that, right? To whom, who will not give that force, right? So I think you already mentioned that it is Lord's will, right?
Correct. That is, we are praying to the sweet Absolute, to Krishna, that he may forcibly take us and convert us into that highest group of devotees.
One more?
Anilji, your sound is gone. I couldn't hear what you asked. Could you repeat that, please?
No, okay. Is my audio clear now?
Now it is clear.
Okay. So what I was saying was that maybe you might have... Sorry, just a minute, please. So you use one word, right? Sahaj Yogi, right? Can you elaborate, right? I think I missed that. What is the characteristic of those persons, right?
So Sahaj, do you know just the word Sahaj means what?
Simple, right?
So there is this group of not devotees, but you can say pseudo devotees, who oversimplify everything. Okay. Sahaj means to make it very simple. Now, Sahaj can be used in a good way and in a bad way. But when people, or when a set or group of persons, aspiring servants or sadhakas, are branded by people at large as sahajiyas, sahajiya is not a good thing.
Okay.
Which means they try to oversimplify that highest Leela of the Lord, and then they try to bring it down to their relative reality, which is where they're existing in their mental plane, and they start playing out the parts by dressing as such, by speaking in weird ways, and expressing themselves as those Param Siddha perfected souls, and participating in Leela by of the Supreme Lord, his innermost intimate pastimes. So they start acting them out as oversimplified on the mental plane, which cannot happen, because as we are reading these this is all external to just one person or two people or a sadhak. This is that higher force, the Sarup Shakti, will take you in, and then you don't have any control. You will be played as a doll in the hands of that higher power. So then the Sahajiya, it becomes different, because they exert their control. And then they try to initiate also other persons, saying, we will give you your Swarup. That is very dangerous. They say that we will, and those are in Vrindavan. so they're very harmful to the mentality of, some innocent persons who come in their contact. They say, we'll give you your Swarup, and you chant this, and you meditate on your Swarup. You understand? Like in the final Leela, you will be this. So you start chanting and you keep meditating on your Swarup and how you will participate in the Leela.
Okay.
Which is detrimental and which is totally counterintuitive. That is not how it is supposed to happen. So that is that I use that word sajya in that respect. So for the common practitioners, and for persons who are sincerely proceeding on the path, then they're depending entirely on the higher Vaishnavas, the Guru Varg, all the way to the Supreme Lord, and the fountainhead of devotion, Srimati Radharani. That she may be kind to us, kind on us, she may have mercy, and then by her mercy, then we can be, we can have entrance into that innermost group. Otherwise, not. So even in the perfectional level, it is said that they are the sadhakas, the real perfected beings, are not aspiring to come in the forefront or participate as such. They are again, dasa anudas, but forcibly they may be taken into. So, it's kind of like you understand. So it's the inner aspiration is such that, yes, I want more intimacy, but only if he forcibly takes me, if that makes any sense.
Yes, sir.
So that's the beauty. His subjective plane is like that. So a little, you can see these opposite kind of emotions, divine emotions.
But it is concluding to the same point that there is no ability here. It's mercy. If it comes to you, then only you are in. Otherwise, just wait.
Ability is far away from this plane. This is fifth dimension now. Ability is far, far away. There is no question of ability. All control is gone. All mental concoctions are gone. All relative realities are gone. Everything has been washed clean. There is no conception other than just pure ultimate reality, sweet absolute. Within that, how it is progressing is what is being explained here. So all these other relative planes are gone. Like Param Guru Maharaj said, not Lord Ramchandra, that is gone. That has been surpassed. Ayodhya, Mathura, Dwarka, everything's been surpassed. This is Vrindavan. This is just pure Vrindavan. Now more intimacy, getting into Parakiya Bhav. So that progression, more and more intimacy. So Chinmoy Prabhu pointed that out. So Param Guru Maharaj has drawn that upayanti, as in there comes a point where even disregard for the religious injunctions for the sake of the sweet absolute. When he calls, then one must go. So more and more intimacy like that as it keeps developing. That is how detailed these revelations are, Śikṣāṣṭakam. And we have access to that.
you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Nicely
Krishna.
explained that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Have you, Anilji, like other forums and other places, is there any other conception or is there any other like philosophical conclusions that you have come across that are similar, parallel, close to these?
No, sir. I have been only going to this Sangha. Okay.
Hare
So,
Krishna. Beautiful.
it's by mercy.
Hare
I
Krishna.
have been pulled in here.
Yes, you have been pulled in, you're right. You've been pulled in.
So I'm very clear about that. There is no eligibility here. Right? It's all His mercy, right? So
Jai, Jai, Govinda Maharaj ki Jai. Jai, Guru. So, Chinmay Prabhu, any other comments?
Just that idea you were speaking about, the sahajas, they're trying to bring the transcendental world into the relative mundane platform, mental platform. And while we, even though we're discussing such high topics, we know that it's revelation, divine revelation that comes from above.
That's why it's very important to have sadhu sangha, sanghas like this. And we are very, grateful and thankful to our guardians and especially Srila Bhaktivavan Janardhan Maharaj here, who has kindly done this, and he doesn't give any time off. It's like you must have to continue this. So I'm very happy to be whatever little service that all of us can do, and keep all of us, what we try and when we come together and when we speak the words of the Lord, the words of the devotees, then that keeps us on track. So at least for me, it keeps me on track. Otherwise, we know how fickle the mind is. So what do you say, Chinmay Prabhu? Should we? I think we should do the next one next time, and we should just, even though it's not even half hour, but we should wrap it up here.
Yeah, we could save it for next time.
Okay. All right. So we'll do Hari Harai. Let me see if we have any help. Anybody available? Okay, give me a second, please.
भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरिहराय नमः कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः
हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः
यादवाय माधवाय Jadavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vinda.
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath.
Ichai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan.
Shai Gosai Kari Charana Bandhan.
Jaha Hoite Vignana Shabhisha Puran.
Jahaite Vignana Shabishta Puran.
Ichai Gosai Jar Muitara Das.
Shai Gosai Jara Muhitara Das.
Tan Sabara Pada Renu Mora Panchagras.
Sabara Padarenu Mura Panchagras.
Tan Dera Charana Se Bhi Bhakta Sanevas.
Adar Charane Se Bhi Bhakta Sanebas.
Janame Mora Ei Abhilash.
Janame Mora Ei Abhilash.
Ichai Gosai Jabe Braja Koilabas.
Shai Gosai Jabe Braja Koilabas.
Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash.
Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash.
Anand Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anand Bala Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyas.
Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Das.
Hari Naam Sankirtana Kare Narottama Das.
Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar.
Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar.
Joy. Okay, Anika ji, please.
Jai Snapnika Shri Shri Guru Granka Nandavar Govinda Sundar Giridhari Gopalaju Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnu Padma Shapara Chakradhavari Astasat Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Sundar Dev-Goswamī Maharāj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnu Padma Shapara Chakradhavari Astasat Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakṣhak Dev-Goswamī Maharāj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnu Padma Shapara Chakradhavari Astasat Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Snata Swasti Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnu Padma Gorkshar Das Babji Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnu Padma Chachi Nanda Bhakti Vinoda Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnu Padma Jagannath Das Babji Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Guru Manu Guru Virga Ki Jai.
Jai.
Namaskar Shala Hari Das Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Baladeva Vedya Bhushan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Guru Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Narottama Shamanda Shri Nivacharya Guru Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Lavendra Das Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Saprasada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai.
Jai.
Saprasada Shri Mahāprabhu Ki Jai.
Joy.
Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Ramkunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Lakshmi Varadeva Ki Jai.
Jai.
Sudha Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsimha Deva Ki Jai.
Joy.
Bhakta Prabharapad Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ganga Jamuna Ji Ki Jai.
Jai.
Guranta Radharsan Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai.
Jai.
Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha Ki Jai.
Jai.
Akat Mat Radha Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tadyasaka Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Krishna Pabhyata Dyasaka Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Damarpur Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Nobadi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Vindravan Pursatam Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhagavad Bhadraj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Govinda Kunda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Shri Shiva Gangaraj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Samveta Vaishnava Mandal Ki Jai.
Jai.
Samveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitya Gopnande Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Anika ji, Preeti ji, Vikram ji and family ki jai. Our divine panelist Shri Chinmay Dev Prabhu ki jai. Our divine guest Shri Anil ji ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakṣhak Śrīdhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Vishwarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Sannasi Vrinda ki jai. Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Seva Vrinda ki jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Ekadasi Vrat ki jai. And everyone on Facebook, all the divine personalities watching, sab ki jai. Madhav Prabhu ki jai. Jagannath Swami ji ki jai. Ranga Devi ji ki jai. Everyone else that I cannot see ki jai. Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
सपार्षद श्रीमन महाप्रभु की जाए, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाए, नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
सीताराम प्रभु की जय, श्री लवणी का की जय, महाप्रभु की जय।
हरे कृष्णा।